Hello again. Okay, so this video is going to give you a little bit of an update on the brown folders that you'll be receiving from your peer mentor, as well as where you can find advising materials if you don't receive one of those brown folders in person. So the brown folder is what we use in Connie to just kind of keep all of your advising stuff together. It's a nice way to just, if you are going to an advising meeting or if you ever have a question about your degree plan, it's nice to just know exactly where you can find that stuff and keep it all in one spot. So we start you with that here in Learning Community, and then it's expected that you'll have that brown folder through your whole time here at Iowa State. Basically, how advising works in construction is everybody starts with me. You have me as your advisor until you're complete with at least statics, so that CE 274 class. And at that point, you may move to a faculty advisor. So I wait until that point for a few reasons. One is that I want to make sure that everyone gets a start with me, kind of is able to get through the basic program, has all of that kind of academic side of advising. Sorry, my puppy is snoring in the background. You might be able to hear him. The other reason that we wait is because if you decide to go with a different emphasis area, like mechanical, electrical, or heavy, then I will do my best to pair you with a faculty advisor who has experience in that area. So, once you're a little bit farther into the program, around late sophomore, junior year, you can move to a faculty advisor, and I'm the one who kind of assigns those faculty advisors, so I try to keep it even for the faculty. But that's nice because they are teaching more of those upper level Connie classes, so it lets you get to know them a little bit better, and a lot of them have industry experience, so they're really good to chat with about what you can expect with your career. If you're looking at negotiating job offers and things like that, they are very helpful for those things. So and they all work really closely with me. So if there's ever like a weird advising thing that comes up that they're not sure how to deal with, they always come to me for that. So we work in a pretty good partnership. So the reason that I'm telling you all of that is they will expect you to have your brown folder. If you show up for an advising appointment with a faculty advisor, probably the first thing that they're going to ask you is if you have your folder, because that will, that should be where you're keeping your academic plan, and then you can look at that plan together and make adjustments as needed. So for right now, what you're getting in your brown folder is a copy of the curriculum for each of the emphasis areas. So I'll share my screen in just a minute here. So you'll get the kind of the curriculum plan, and then the front of that just kind of shows every class that you have to take. The back of that sheet shows the prerequisites. So basically, in what order should you take those classes and why? You have to have this before you can take that, is basically what a prerequisite means. So if you are not able to attend your small group in person, I know that not everybody can come in person at this time, you do still need to get your brown folder at some point. It doesn't have to be this week. We will have them in the peer mentor office. So if you're not able to get your brown folder this week, that's totally fine. You can stop into the peer mentor office anytime that there's office hours and pick up your brown folder from whichever peer mentor is there. So if you are not able to come in person and still want to look at all those advising materials, I'm going to show you where you can find those. So bear with me here. I'll get to, okay. So if you have never been to our website, I'm going to show you how you can do that. Our website is ccee.iastate.edu. And honestly, if you just Google CCEE IA State, you'll see it come up where you can just click on degree requirements. But if you're navigating to that area from our website, I'm going to show you where you can do that. So this is our main web page. If you haven't looked at this before, I would strongly encourage it. We have some videos here. We've got information on events and news. Basically, when there's anything noteworthy happening, there's something about it on our website. So that's kind of fun to see. So what we're going to look at here is if we go to current students and then undergraduate, we are actually going to go to degree requirements. So this has all of the, each of the areas in our department. We have civil engineering and environmental engineering. We are going to focus here on construction engineering. And then it breaks it down by catalog year. So your catalog year is the year that you started at Iowa State. So most people in this class are probably going to be the 2021 catalog year. You can, find yours in Access Plus if you're not on this catalog year. But I always like looking at the most current one because we do have some times where um, we might make a change that will be reflected on the most current catalog year, and that's always nice to see. So when we open that up, this is going to give you a ton of stuff that's going to be super helpful for you in your time at Iowa State. We're not going to focus on all of that right now. We will get into this stuff later. What I want to focus on primarily here is the 4-year plan and the prerequisite chart. So these are exactly what you're getting in your brown folder at this point. So if I click on a 4-year plan, a lot of you have probably seen this before. I think we usually go over this in prospective student visits. We usually take a look at this during orientation meetings. So this 4-year plan shows you every single class that is required for the Connie degree. And I pulled up the building emphasis. When you're on that degree requirements page, you can look at any one of those emphasis areas. So if you want to see how do the classes differ, we're going to talk about that a little bit more in class, but you can see that from this page. So you'll be able to see each of the classes that are required. And then there's some notes about specific classes, like you have to get a C or higher in English classes. What are the options for different electives and things like that are all listed down here. But basically, if you can check off every single box in this plan, then you'll complete the Connie degree. So the other thing that you're getting in your brown folders right now is the prerequisite chart. So like I mentioned earlier, a prerequisite just means you have to have this before that, kind of like you have to have Calc before Calc 2. That's what a prerequisite is. So you can click on one of these, or in your brown folder, it will be on the back of that course plan. And this will show you prerequisites and co-requisites. So co-requisite actually means that you could take the 2 courses together. So, Calc with CE 160, for example, you have to at least be in Calc to take CE 160, but you can take those together. So this can be a little bit tough to read, I realize, but this, generally shows you there's this course, the arrow points to that course. It means that if you're going to take surveying, you have to have 160 and Calc, and you have to at least be in 170. I know this can be confusing to read. One of the things that we're going to do in class is have you map out what you plan to take and when, and then your peer mentor and we're going to check that over and make sure that you have a good, solid plan and try to avoid any issues with prerequisites. But just wanted to let you know where you can find this online and that you do have access to this. So if you are delayed for whatever reason in getting that brown folder, you can still access it here. So just to show you again how easy it is to find this stuff, if I just go to Google and type in CCEE Iowa State, it's going to come up with the information for our page right here. Degree requirements is right there. And when I click on degree requirements, it is taking me to that page where I can get that Connie information. If you have any questions about this, you feel free to ask me, feel free to ask your peer mentor, or just kind of hold tight because we will be going over all of this stuff in a lot more depth in a couple weeks.